Biology Part 134. The ability of a muscle to produce tetanus depends upon its refractory period, during which a second stimulus is ineffective. In skeletal muscle, the refractory period is short, but in cardiac muscle, it is very much longer. This makes tetanic contractions impossible and is essential if the rhythmic beating of the heart is to be maintained. The duration of a single twitch depends upon the small variation in muscle structures. For example, in fast or white muscles like human eye, the muscle there are fewer blood capillaries and the individual muscle fibers have a particularly well developed sarcoplasmic reticulum. This promotes the rapid uptake and release of calcium 2+ ions, so that each contraction lasts only about 10 ms. On the other hand, in slow or red muscles like those of the arms and legs, individual twitch contractions last 50 ms or more. These muscles have smaller fibers, more blood capillaries, more mitochondria, and large amounts of the red pigment myoglobin in their glycoplasm. As I explained in the tutorial, the molecules of this substance bind reversely with oxygen, which can be released at low partial pressure. Thus, myoglobin acts as a store of oxygen which can be used to maintain aerobic respiration during these strenuous activity. The red appearance of the slow muscle is due to their blood capillaries and the myoglobin. Oxygen debt. Supplies of ATP needed for contraction are normally maintained by the aerobic respiration and by a substance called creatine phosphate, which acts as a store of ATP in resting muscle cells. ATP from respiration accumulates to the cytoplasm and is converted to serine phosphate by the reaction. The ATP in the cytoplasm is used up the reaction of reverse liberating stored ATP, so that the period of contraction can be extended. During strenuous activity, the muscle supply of oxygen and creatine phosphate eventually become exhausted. In other circumstances, in these circumstances, ATP is produced by anaerobic respiration and lactate is formed. Lactate leaves muscle in the blood stream and is taken up by the liver. To restore the normal conditions, large amounts of oxygen are needed. I beg your pardon. This situation is known as oxygen debt. During a race, an athlete body may build up an oxygen debt of as much as 16 liters, which is then repaid by the increased oxygen uptake over the next hour or more. The results of the experiments are illustrated in the figure. As you can see, that oxygen uptake rises quickly after initial delay and continues at a high rate after the period of exercise, returning only slowly to the resting level.